Alright, it is in-game time. I've reached in-game with my build. Let's take a look at what I have got. Snakebite got +1 to frenzy charges. Dark Ray got +7% to spell suppress. I got a pretty badass belt here with double res, single res, strength, energy shield, life. Good gloves that help me maintain endurance charges, frenzy charges for the battle. Another ring. I was able to pop an Exalted Orb to get that perfect roll on the physical damage to attacks. These two are not perfect, but it's kind of hard to get the +1 to minimum frenzy charges with the 4% chance to gain a charge on kill. This amulet is pretty spectacular, damn near close to perfect. I was able to buy this with the increased Reave duration, and then this is the champion of the show. Instead of saying a Reave build, it'd probably be more accurate to call this a Covenant build, because you could basically pop anything into this chest piece and it's going to be spectacular. I was able to pick it up for 6 divines and probably cost another 4 to color it and link it. So this chest piece is a total of 10 divines. I would not say this is a cheap build. Wasp Nest I could probably upgrade, but the ability of the Wasp Nest allows me to apply marks on curse, and with the passive right here, this is how I sustain frenzy charges during a boss battle. And then Mistwalker allows me to block whenever I've been dodging, and my dodge chance is usually about 70 to 80% in battle. Outside of battle it looks a lot worse because I get a lot of evasion from having frenzy charges from my boots. %10 evasion rating per frenzy charge. Took me a while to find that. Let's take a look at the path of building. We're sitting pretty close to 5 million DPS. It's probably not going to do anything spectacular like the Feared. Got my configuration up. I got frenzy charge checked, elusive, wither stacks, and typically I wouldn't put that many wither stacks, but I am using the Withering Touch passive, so I probably will have 15 withering stacks up a lot of the time. There's the tree. I'm currently using what I call my lazy tree. I have avoidance of ailments for the physical type, with corrupted blood can't be set on me. Also avoid chance to be bled and impaled with this passive here, so I'm at, I think, 90%. Alright. Let's go into the game. And let's run a map. Let's run this map right here, just a basic Phoenix.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Yeah, I'll leave Maven on. Show this build's abilities to fight a Maven Conqueror. Single target is the weakness, but once you start to build up them poison stacks, it's not so bad. Want to get full frenzy charges before fighting that dude. Nice little scarab explosion. I don't normally skip the content. Currently I'm building them out and setting them in my own stash tab, but for this video I'll skip it. And for Reave, you're going to want to pop Vol Reave and then use regular Reave, because Vol Reave doesn't get the multi-strike bonus. So I think regular Reave actually does more damage. You just kind of want to leave Vol Reave for scary situations and to increase your range. Reave is just a spectacular spell for a lot of the mechanics. Because of the range, you just fucking hang out in one spot, hit everything, get a bunch of loot. Well, the best loot you can get in this league. Reave's just a spectacularly designed skill, because it just works so well with everything, and the range is great. And claws are basically the best node. I have a Bottled Faith as well. That's pricey. Pay 2 divines for it. Got a lot of my divines. I found 2 covenants after buying my current covenant. I was able to sell 1 for 7 divines and the other for 6.5. That's how I fueled most of my currency. And while leveling up, I found 2 divines while getting the maps. So I started the entire thing with 2 divines. Probably the best league start I've ever had in terms of currency, which is ironic given the nerf to loot drops. I think the most I've ever found while leveling up has been 1 exalted orb. And divines are a little more expensive than exalted this league, so that's like finding like
I do so enjoy a good
5 exalted orbs. You can see my claw applying that stack of
Life is so brittle.
mark on him.
Give yourself to the
I hit him from like this far away, huge distance. Just dash around, hit him with the Reave. Pretty goddamn good playstyle. But again, makes it seem a lot better than it actually is because of the Covenant. That chest piece is just fucking broken. Smoking crack making that. And you can see I run out of mana for my attacks, but my Enlightenment is only level 2, so I think that'll be fixed. You can see I take some hits. He just hit me with his final ability. I didn't die. In terms of like playability, farmability, this build is really good. It's pretty damn excellent. I'll do a... Actually, I don't think I got any juice. Let's see, I'll do a mine. I think I'm out of juice. 900. Is there anywhere I can go for 900? Yeah, we'll go here. It's pretty nice on Delve as well. Delve is extremely good in this league because it doesn't seem like a lot of the Delve mechanics got nerfed, and all these Delve chests, I'm still getting good gear. It's a bit of a ramp time because you have to be able to attack enough to get your Frenzy up, and to be able to get POE Reave up for the extended range. But once you got POE Reave up, you can kind of just push the enemies around. POE Reave, oh, I didn't get a full 8 stacks. Oh well. So you just kind of hurt them a little bit. It was too short to show the hurting, but you can kind of just push them along in front of the cart. It's pretty nice. This isn't very far in the delve. I haven't delved too much yet. It's only 82 monster level, not 83 yet. Let's run a delirium to map. Let's do Arid Lake. It's a little more open. Patches of burning ground. Actually, let's just start from scratch. Doesn't have enough item quantity. Well, that's good item quantity. Avoid poison, which is going to be bad for me. But I don't care. Let's fucking do it. I should have done some Alva too. Oh well. I'd say you could probably squeeze another 3 million out of this build if you really wanted to go ham with it. Get all the awakened gems, switch out the mist wall for a better shield. Craft an extremely powerful claw. Path out of the defensive side that I have and go more offensive. But this is nice and comfortable. Hopefully I get a Kozilek, or whatever that dude's name is. I can show you fighting a big boy. I don't have a health flask. Sometimes I get in trouble with damage over time. But for the most part, I don't really need a health. I got life on hit, so I just hit them up and can't really be stunned or frozen. Let's do a Sacred Grove.
This way, exile. Put down the spawn.
Knockback is extremely handy. You obviously can't tank everything, but the miss wall is extremely well balanced with this build because you dodge most of the attacks, and every now and then an attack will come through, and then you just block it with that 75% chance. And 50% of the time, it take 40% less damage, depending on which one of your stacks your shitty ass passive is on. So, from time to time, I do randomly get some deaths, but for the most part, it's pretty nice. It's also a little bit difficult to compare it to previous builds that I've done because of the change in mob types. I've only had one league with these new mob types, arch nemesis mobs. Can't really tell in comparison to other builds how well it's doing. Obviously, if you were doing Spectral Helix with this chest piece, you're going to be doing probably double the damage with this, maybe even triple, because Spectral Helix is broken. But playing Spectral Helix sucks. It's just not as fun, so this is way more fun than Spectral Helix. You can maybe make a Cyclone build work, but without AoE, it wouldn't feel very good, so you'd probably have to do a Slayer variant of this to make Cyclone work. But Cyclone's damage isn't very good. You'd have to stack ailment damage a little bit more and just worry about the fast attack speed to apply the poisons. See, it's good not to stay in one spot and tank it, because you kind of want to run around just a little bit. Because when they hit you multiple times, your mist wall falls off, and then you won't be blocking that hit. You don't have any, because I'm not using determination, you really don't have any physical defense. So if you get hit by a bunch of small monsters and you waste one of your blocks on a small dude, you'll die. As you can see, no problem with harvest. And a little biased because I started the whole build with 2 divines, so I started this whole build really strong. Bought the helmet that gives faster attack speed, blinds, and melee if it damage. Level 30. Rode that all the way up until I got this Covenant, basically.
Low on mine.
Map types you can't run. No leech. And reflect fizz. Can't run either of those. For the most part, you can run anything else.
Oi, over here.
Where'd that big monster go? Kill him? Or did he run away? I didn't even see that I stepped on a fucking abyss. like to have gotten a cozy.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Two playthings in a mote of my might. Take this vitality boon. Mortal flesh is so fallible. This atlas has its delights.
Those 2 rings help out a lot to build up your frenzy charges. If I wasn't running the 2 rings, I'd probably run that passive that has the 8% chance to gain a frenzy charge on kill, and then 8% more damage per frenzy charge. Might pop that on anyways. Currently I'm at 9. I can get to 10 if I put the extra frenzy charge on. But it makes the frenzy charges last a little bit longer, and I think the one that I have now does a little more damage. Gross. Mechanically, I'm a shit player at this game, so, you know, you can use this build even if you're not very good at the game.
Low on mana.
$37 monsters left, then you get a fat boy spawn.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Alright, that is the Reave in-game. Take a look at these defensive. I'm at 96 spell suppression, which is pretty close to capped. Could probably do something to get 3, but pretty good. Rate this a 10 out of 10. Unless, of course, you're doing bossing. Alright, check you later.